Let's see if it fulfills the run part and the ogre part. Oh my, it's really tall. Okay, that's a nicely detailed model there, nice. This music was made by GarageBand, wasn't it? Maybe it's just me, it sounds way too familiar. Alright, cool. Oh. Oh, those are pies, okay. I like the audio, that's funny. Some of these are kind of unforgiving when it comes to dodging, like the randomness factor is. Alright, I don't know how I dodged that pitchfork. Alright, The chipmunk voices, I'm not sure I quite appreciate. Ouch. Oh gosh. The collider box on the ogre is kind of hard to tell. Oh, there's achievements. Oh my. I do like the shadows popping in as the, you know, the houses are randomly popping in. There are some, like, obstacle configurations I feel are a bit unfair. Actually, now that I think of it. Okay, yeah, you can walk through those, houses. Fascinating. Same thing for these? Yep, same business. Oh, the music has changed. Alright. I think you opened my game instead of Chiquio ones. That's fine. Oh, okay, well. I guess that's what happens when you die. How should I describe this? The graphics, I mean. It's... I mean, it feels like, you know, it was kind of made from pre-made assets, which is fine. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't quite hide it nearly as well as I would like.
Eat that, ogre! That's my pie!
I like the voices. But yeah, it's basically just another dodging game, and, you know, I've played so many of them before that it's hard for me to kind of enjoy this. Mostly out of repetitiveness, if anything. In that it's not something in particular that... Huh, it's all original artwork, nothing is pre-made. Alright, I'm sorry then. Ouch. I don't know, it's just to me like the aesthetic, the graphics could be better. It has sort of like that Unity clay-ish effect going on that I'm not quite a fan of. But maybe I'm just being really picky. The audio's great though. Ha. I don't know. Felt a bit repetitive. A bit isn't. To be completely honest, it felt a lot rather like, you know, one of those classic games that you play on Flash and you enjoy it for a while, and once you play one of those, you've seen all of them, kind of thing. I want to like it, but it does, you know, it just feels like it's one of those games that I've played a long time before. I don't know, it's just, that's just kind of like my perspective on that kind of thing. I felt the same way when I first played Angry Birds 2, so that might speak more about the games I've played rather than, you know, whether the game is fun or not. There were occasionally moments where I felt like the way the obstacles were spawned were a bit unfair. It didn't seem like there were moments where I can kind of dodge. And like those little crates, not the crates, the wagon, the handles aren't part of the collider box, which I appreciate, but at the same time it makes it harder to dodge, right? Because graphically speaking, you're looking at it as if the handle counts, and at least it's kind of hard for me to disassociate myself with that line of thinking, that I can just walk on the handles and not have to worry about it. So I felt like that was not quite as user friendly. I did say that I like the audio a lot. I think like the audio is spot on, amazing, totally worth playing the game just for that. But that was pretty much the only thing that kind of like struck out to me in this game. The graphics could have, the graphics doesn't stand out to me in any way. It feels very much like a mobile game, classic 3D mobile game graphics. And don't get me wrong, it's totally possible to make mobile graphics that looks good, but this one didn't strike me as one of those. Now, to be fair, obviously, this you know, Ludum Dare thing, so I can understand that it takes a while to create good graphics in games, and I'm frankly quite impressed that you've managed to add in all the original 3D art assets in there. But I don't. It's not quite. As mentioned earlier, from the Ludum Dare games that I've played, in comparison, this game doesn't stand out. So that's kind of like my opinion on that regards. Okay, but let's get started on this. Innovation, as mentioned earlier, I think I don't particularly rate high on innovation here. Because it's kind of like a game that I've played so many times, I personally didn't find it as much fun as I'd like. But again, this is just coming entirely from my opinion on things. Theme, where you're a monster. As mentioned earlier, we're looking for any interesting interpretation of the theme, but this kind of took a very average approach to it. You know, it could have been an ogre, it could have been, you know, a thief, it could have been anything. Let's see, audio. I really like the audio a lot. The sound effects with "that's my pie" and he drank my ale. I think that's like really awesome. Oh yeah, you can't vote on the graphics. Yeah, strange. Humor. I laughed at the pie stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. Mood. Honestly, this was one of the better ones, and I'll explain as to why. The gameplay was intended to be, you know, really hectic, right? And the graphics is kind of scattershot in the graphics and the sound were all kind of scattershot in the sense that they were kind of trying to convey this rushed feeling. And I feel like in that sense it was packaged well. It was trying to convince me that this was a game that I was supposed to feel rushed, I was supposed to feel crazy, and all that kind of stuff. So in that sense, I think the mood is pretty darn good. It fits well with the gameplay. If it's the graphics fits well with the gameplay. They're all trying to convince me to think of a specific theme, a specific sort of mood in feeling it. So I think it done that well. I think it could have done that better, in my opinion, in the sense that the music was a little more on the dramatic side rather than on the rushed side of things, and that could have really helped me a bit. There's also the fact that there's, you know, the graphics was trying to be kind of realistic, but then there's all these really comical comments about how, you know, ale and pie was being eaten, and there's a sense of ridiculousness to that. So maybe if the graphics was a little less realistic and a little more comical, the audio would have fit a little better with the overall mood of the game. But overall, I do consider this one of the better ones when it comes under that category. I am going to say that largely due to the innovation and fun factor, I personally do not rate this game nearly as highly. It's probably around average. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't particularly like it either. So, yeah. To be honest, feels like a tired game genre with a little too much health. The placement of the obstacles, as well as the obstacles colliders not fitting well with the graphics, sometimes made it hard to maneuver. I do think the audio was great, but also jarring. The comical when put together with relatively realistic graphics. Could be more. I think that's about good enough. Overall, like, the product is fine as it is. It's just, to me, I've played it a lot in other games, and it doesn't strike to me as interesting anymore because of that. Just a taste thing. I'm gonna try Manifest Destiny next, or so I believe actually.